So we've got our two front panels here, and the first thing I'm going to do is sew on our little extensions down the bottom. If you were doing a jacket, you would most probably have pockets in the front of the jacket. So this is the point when you do the pockets. So you literally got one layer of fused fabric to play with, and nothing else is getting in the way. So do your pockets now before you even start sewing the zip in. But I don't have any pockets on mine, so I'm going to start sewing. I'm just going to have these little panels stitched onto the bottom. I'm not going to stitch them all the way across. I'm just going to stitch them most of the way so that I can sew the zip in, because the zip goes past, down past this seam. So just a couple of centimetres from the edge, 1 centimetre seam allowance, and that's done. That's on one side and then the other side. So we have our fronts here. I've sewn on the little front waist tab, and I've changed my foot on the machine. So now it's the zipper foot, and the foot is the one that goes on the right hand side of the needle. We have our zip here, which is luckily in a nice matching red colour, and it's an open-ended zip. So you'll see, I'm sure you would again have these on garments, just slips in and zips up, and it means that the whole the whole front of the garment can be opened up, and we just have to sew the zip in on both sides. Now we've got a little bit of a leeway here. Let's have a look. I think I've allowed like 1 centimetre or 0.5 actually we've got 1 centimetre seam allowance around the neck, and then I've allowed a 0.5 extra before the zip starts at the top, and then down the bottom the zip is finishing just under 1 centimetre from the folded edge here, because that'll be folded up on the inside here. So so we'll start sewing. So 1.5 down from the top, and don't actually start sewing with the at the metal tab there. Don't start sewing all the way from the top, because we want to actually what we'll do is we'll fold this back down now. So I'm going to fold that top edge down just to get that out of the way. And I'm sewing close to the teeth, but not so close that it won't allow us to actually move the zip up and down. And I think what I need to do too is just get this position at the bottom here, and I'm just going to pop a pin in there so that we don't go down further or stretch the fabric, so we know where we're headed. Always good to sew with the zip on top of the fabric, because the zip is less likely to stretch than the fabric is. And make sure that this seam here actually goes upwards, because that's how it will want to sit once we've got the rib and the lining in place. And as I've sewn that, that's sitting quite nice and flat. It has come down a little bit further than I thought it would at the bottom, but that's fine. So I've got my zip sewn on the right hand side here. You can see the black thread there, and what I've done is I've put the zip together, because I want to position the other side of the zip on the other side, on the left side of the jacket. So you can see I zipped it all the way to the top. It's a little bit wobbly here, and this thing, and the zipper pull pushes things out of the way a little bit, but really this is as good a position as you're going to be able to get for it to be in the right position. And so just gently put that into place. I'll put a pin there, and now down the bottom again, make sure that seam allowance is going up. You can press that seam up if you want to, if you find that helps. Now matching that seam up on both sides, pulling that across. And we'll put a pin. So I'm putting my pins this way because we're going to start sewing from the zip at this top edge here. Okay, so you can see that's good. Now this little tab thing matches at the end. This matches across, so you can see the notch, the V notch that I've cut in is in the right position. And actually what I might do, just before I start sewing, I might pop one in the middle here as well. So, and something I haven't said too is that we're actually matching the edge of the zipper tape with the raw edge here. And before I get all the way up to the top, what I'm going to do is just pull the zip open and pull the zipper tab down past, otherwise it's going to get in the way as I get closer to the top. I'll just pull the tab back there. Okay, so we'll flip this open and see how we went. Yep, so that's good at the top there. This is matched. It's a tiny little bit off, but sometimes the more you unpick it and try to redo it, the worse it gets. I'm going to leave that because literally, like, you know, a millimeter off or half a millimeter. So that's our zip in position.